Good evening and welcome to the October 3rd meeting of the Board of Selectmen. If everybody would rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening and welcome. Sorry for the delay. First thing on our agenda is a public hearing to hear public comment on the proposed revised General Assistance Ordinance. That can be viewed here at the town office or on in the Selectmen's packet. All public hearings are aired on the local cable SRC TV, Channel 5 or 1302, and live streamed on the town website. Any questions or comments may be emailed to the administrative assistant at Waterboro at waterboro.maine.gov until 5 p.m. the day before the questions. I would ask, have we get any emails, Laura?
No, we did not.
Okay. We do not have the public here this evening, but please note that the updates, and it will be in our Appendix A, which is the overall maximums, Appendix B, which is the food maximums, Appendix C, which is the housing maximums of the General Assistance Ordinance. There's a new recovery residential housing maximum guide. You can also find information at the MMA model ordinance on the Maine Welfare Directors Association website at www.mainewelfaredirectors.org. There is a couple of increases, and let me get to York County because that's the one that we're going to adopt. I went right by it here for some reason. York County. So really, you know, it appears that we've gone up about $40 for a one-bedroom, $50 for a two-bedroom, $63 for a three-bedroom, and 5 or 6, about a little less than $80 for a four-bedroom. That's an unheated. Heated is about the same. And let's see. The food minimums have increased, although that's minor in nature. What else? Any questions or comments? And again, you can find all of this information in the attached ordinance, which is our General Assistance Ordinance. Unfortunately, Nancy is not with us this evening. She could explain this better. Any questions or comments? Sensing none, I will therefore close the public hearing, and we will adopt this or appoint, or at least discuss it later in the agenda. Item 3, announcements. Any announcements from the board or Matt? Or just the only information is absentee ballots are now available, right? For the election on
And we've sent a blast out that's on the street
Right.
side too.
The election on November 7th. Is Marina coming in? No? She's the only one out there, right?
Yes, she is.
Okay.
So in short, what she was gonna give you the update on is, we've reached out to the school to see if we can do voting for November. They had said that the elementary school was a potential for option, but they responded back and said that basically we need to have a deputy or a law enforcement there the entire duration that we're at the school, from morning to absolute close after counting. I can't guarantee that there'd be somebody inside. They want somebody inside, not outside the parking lot, not in the cruiser, inside the building, monitoring everything that's going on. I can't guarantee that. I know we've had struggles at the old homes days finding people for details. So if we go to try to commit that for the election day, it may not be a possibility.
Well, you schedule everything, and then if they post the detail and nobody fills it,
Then we have an issue.
was plan B, right?
So originally we were planning to be here, but she was gonna go look at Lakeside Community Church.
Mhm.
I don't see an issue with it, but I know that there will be some people who are going to be challenged with having the voting at the church up in the Lakeside Community Church. But, and also we can't keep bouncing around.
Right.
But we also don't have a space. The school will not let us use it when there's any kids in session. They can't adjust the schedules because they can't align with other districts and for SRTC. We have some challenges. And this facility, we have complaints constantly because either they walk too far, people are upset. It's frustrating from our perspective. I know she's frustrated with it, but we need to do something. So I know she's going to look at Lakeside Church, but we wanted to give you a heads up that if it looks like it's feasible, does the board have a desire, yes, yea or nay, if we go up to Lakeside?
What if we hire a security firm to provide that service for that day, rather than the York County Sheriff's deputy?
Firearms on a school ground is gonna be coming into place.
Huh?
Firearms on a school ground will come into place, they have to be unarmed,
I understand that.
so.
I can certainly ask that question. We'll probably have to be pushed out to the next agenda, and I don't know if we're going to have time to facilitate that with, between the school agenda and Secretary of State.
So future dates, could we just do, because obviously school systems have workshop days and stuff like that, could you schedule the voting as such to where they have a workshop day, so there's no
Well,
kids?
on November 7th, they do have a teacher's workshop. There are no kids in the building, so I'm not sure what the security
Yeah.
is gonna do for us,
Right.
other than,
That's why I
okay,
just assumed the kids were in school.
Yeah, no kids.
no kids.
But that's what the school board took for a vote.
Have we reached out to York County to see if they would post the contract deputies there?
I can certainly do
I think
that,
we should.
but our issue is, can we guarantee them there?
I think we should at least have that conversation.
Okay. I can do that, yeah, that's not an
Because,
issue.
what's the extent of their shifts? How many hours are there?
They're 10-hour shifts,
Oh.
and it's just a matter of getting that conversation started and on the table at least. If they're working that day, could they be posted there instead of patrolling the town and have zone coverage pick up any calls for service in town? Post them right at the school. The cost is, we've already paid for it.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
If they're already scheduled that day.
if they're scheduled that day, correct.
So let's find that out.
Yeah, so we're trying to push those buttons and see what we can do.
The other question would be, is RSU 57 willing to pay for, amenable to us hiring a security firm?
I just gotta throw it out there, I'm appalled that if there's no kids on campus and the amount of taxes that this town pays into the school district, they won't allow the residents to go use it to vote. I just wanna throw it out there for the general public, it's just, I'm appalled by that. just disgusting.
Yep.
Hello.
Hey.
Why has
I'm
it
just
changed?
kind of watching a little bit, and I have a second.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
wasn't sure if you guys had questions or not.
Well, we're talking about locations to do this.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of in a pickle. We should be able to use the school, in my opinion. It's a public building.
Right.
But my apprehension is if this is their expectation for November when there are no children there, what's it going to be come next November at a presidential? What are they going to want for security there?
National Guard.
And I understand, I totally get what you're saying. Do we go and contract out and have security? I don't have that funds in my budget, and my budget's gonna be tight next year as it is with all of the elections that I have coming up. Needing to get extra machines for the elections coming up, that's almost $7,000 right there. I appreciate the dilemma that people may feel with using the church. But I think if we have the approach of, we are looking at it as a building that we are thankful that we can use
Yeah.
and utilize, and there never be an issue, we'll be able to consolidate. And like you said, you won't be able to have that, you won't have that confusion. People go to the West Building, to the middle school, and then they come here, they're exhausted and they're angry. I really want to go away from that. And now it's the elementary school, someplace we've never voted before. And is it just going to be this one time? Is it something we'll be able to use in the future?
So we made the request of the middle school.
And we were told, no, elementary school.
Okay.
Because apparently-
And as I said, I don't,
So there's other communities that are using elementary schools,
Correct.
guaranteed.
Lyman is.
Lyman, I don't know what Lyman's using.
So
I'm
let's-
assuming it's their elementary.
Let's reach out to the York County sheriffs and work with them to provide coverage from the time the polls open until the time that the polls close. I don't know what would happen with just people there counting ballots, but anyway. So let's at least find out whether or not we can cover from 7 to 8. And then we'll look at counting ballots after that, so. But,
My concern is I'm on a time frame for the state. I've already posted that I'll be having a change of voting place that they've approved. However, if I can find something that's more advantageous for us, they'd be willing to work with me as long as I get it in by a decent time.
let's see if we,
By the end of the week.
let's see if we can get
I mean, yeah.
let's see if we can get the elementary school and the sheriff's deputies to cover. That should be, we should know that answer tomorrow.
Right.
Well, of our contracts, if they
Right,
work.
But even if we're not, right, what does it cost to?
Well, you won't be able to fill the detail until when?
5 days. Tomorrow. If it was advertised and posted tomorrow, it can be filled within 5 days.
Right, but would you fill that for that event in 5 days?
I'll work it myself, I mean, it's overtime.
Yeah.
So consider
Right,
it
so
filled
let's,
if we have to pay, but I don't feel that we should have to pay if our deputies are working.
right,
All right, we'll do that. We'll
Let's-
shut them off.
let's get that answer tomorrow and then we'll go from there,
Okay,
okay? Thank you.
thank you.
Just don't know why they have to make it so difficult for us. David said it.
Painful. is what it is.
Painfully difficult.
Hey, what kind of message does this send to the students when the school doesn't think voting's important enough to make it work?
Yeah.
I get the idea of security, or added security if there's kids there, I totally appreciate that, but if there's no kids on campus, it seems like a power trip to me,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
ridiculous.
I know you said you work it yourself, but, I mean, I donate some of my day to just go there and be the responsible adult. That if something is amiss, you pick up the phone and call,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Not be a worker who's trying to pay attention to what they're doing, but somebody that doesn't have that responsibility, like one of us or something like that, you know?
The teachers are gonna be gone by 3 or 4 o'clock, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so who's there?
Right, custodians.
All right,
All right, moving on.
let's move on.
You know?
We have no public comments this evening because we have no public here. Motor vehicle report and the correspondence, water district report, minutes and the York County's official office newsletter, which was interesting reading, to say the least. Reports and staff initiatives, any selectmen's reports? John?
No.
Gary?
No.
Dave?
A couple things. I want to go on a broken record again about house numbers. Folks, take the time, spend $5 or $10 to put up your house numbers, just for emergency services to find you. And if I can be of any help, personally and professionally, I'm here. I'll even put them up. So enough on that again. Sidewalks down in South Waterboro, they look fantastic and they're more pedestrian friendly and they're actually legal now. So that's a huge thing. So I just want to bring that up. Good job for DOT and the town DOT for finally stepping up and getting it taken care of.
Good. Anything else, Dave?
No.
Just attended the executive board meeting of the Eco Maine the other day. A lot of stuff going on in Eco Maine. We've just leased the Yankee Sturbridge building, which will become the new recycling center. Probably will invest, $22, $23 million in that, but the current recycling equipment is 20+ years old.
Where's the Yankee Sturbridge building?
Yankee Sturbridge building is right across from Eco Maine on Blueberry Road. You can see the back of it from the turnpike,
Oh,
okay? So that's, we have a 20-year lease there, and that will become the new, what they're now calling it is a MRF, Materials Recycling Center. So there will be a significant amount of capital generated, loans, et cetera, bonding. The downside of it is that what we'll see for tipping fees at Eco Maine will go up $10 a ton next year and $20 a ton for recycling next year. So we're about a $41,000 hit for that. So stay tuned, it'll be approved at this month's full board meeting, and we'll go from there to see what changes are. My suggestion is maybe we have Josh come in at some point in time and give us kind of a presentation of how many tons that we did last year. So we've got, actually, we did about 3,400 tons of bulky waste and municipal waste, and then about 350 ton of recycling. So, but he can give you the breakdown of what he did in 2023, and it would be to me, it would be a good information point of providing everybody an update of what's going on at the transfer station.
sure.
So, and we can pull him in at the next meeting or whatever the case may be. Okay, new business, 9A, discuss vote on proposed changes to the General Assistance Ordinance.
Does Matt have a report for us?
Pardon?
Does Matt have a report for us?
Oh, I'm sorry, I jumped right over him.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
Just a couple of real quick things at this point. We have sold the 1-ton GMC. We use the municipal bid program that Jason Angela set up. Legal documents are continuing to flow in and trickle from Mr. Barth. At this point, we're referring everything to the legal team and that's representing us. Nothing we have to do with it at this point. If you could just pencil November 16th, we're doing a Thanksgiving senior luncheon, it's week before Thanksgiving. If you guys had time and wanted to stop in,
Here or?
So we're gonna be doing it at the Snowmobile Club.
Okay.
So we're planning for about 75 people, but we want to keep that date available if you could just, if you're
What is it again, John?
November 16th,
Thanks.
so Thursday before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
At what time?
We're gonna be running it, well, we'll be setting up in the morning, so it's most of the day, we don't know. I think feeding is like 11:30 to 2, or thereabouts what we talked about.
So what time would be appropriate?
If you guys are interested, let us know what your availability of time is, and we can plug you in if that's the case. As you get closer.
PM, okay.
Okay.
I'll go with that.
Because we do some help in the morning and in the afternoon as well. The only thing I think I have, just for you guys to be thinking about, and I've talked to Dennis a little bit, probably a couple of you, but we've been reviewing daily transactions at the town hall. Tuesday evenings, obviously, as you can see, that Marina's out there by herself tonight because Nancy's not here today, but our numbers are really dropping off at night. Tuesdays are very quiet, looking at transaction history. And also, we're seeing a real number of people before 9 o'clock in the parking lot looking for service, and we're not here. Tuesday mornings, it's even worse because we're not here until 11 o'clock. And Jason and I are in the building, or Mike sometimes here, but when we're sitting out front, we can see people coming in, and we're not able to help them because our hours are shifted to different times and later start in the morning. Doesn't seem to be what the trend is with everybody else around us. 10 communities right nearby have changed their hours to service earlier in the morning. I think it's something we really need to look at sooner than later, because also what we've been advertising for the most recently, the tax collector, that was the first question that we were posed with, is what is our schedules? But we're seeing a real drop in transactions after 5:30 at night. So, and then even more so at 6. So if we looked at the schedule that we went to 5:30 or 6 versus the 7 o'clock and even started earlier, we might need to really look at shifting those days.
You want to put a recommendation towards us, or?
I will have that to you for the following meeting, I think, and give you a write-up for that. But one thing we're also seeing is on Fridays, because a lot of the other communities are closed, we are taking some business for ATV traffic and fishing licenses on Fridays because we're here from other communities, but we're not seeing a ton. Without really digging deep, it would be hard for us to identify those, but I think it's time we need to look at our schedules.
Yeah.
So we'll type something up, get that to you guys, but just food for thought. I think that's where we're at. I think both for recruitment and retention down the road of employees.
Yeah, I mean, I know other communities, I know we don't compare to Bedford, but they're going to a 4-day work week. And I know there's other places too, South Portland's trying it, you know?
Alfred,
We're in the same categories now, but the times are changing and shifting.
Yeah, Alfred, Biddeford, Bridgeton, Sanford, Wyndham, Gorham, Kennebunk, I'm sorry, not Kennebunk, North Berwick, Standish are all on a different schedule, where most are opening 7:30 to 8. I don't think 7:30 is early, but you're also hitting the early people in the morning. I think that may pose a challenge with some of the childcare here, so I think if you would 8 to 5:30 and then 8 to 6 schedule, which either gives you a 9.5-hour day for public or 2 10-hour days. So if you did, in comparison, like a Monday and Wednesday, 8 to 5:30, and then a Tuesday and Thursday, 8 to 6, we give you 2 later evenings, but let's face it, there's nobody here right now, and I don't believe there's anybody that's been out there for at least a half hour. And that's,
Marina had the time to come.
Come and talk to us, yeah.
but on a normal basis, just because we have one's out today, and then Heidi's out on maternity, so we're down people, so otherwise there's 3 people.
We have
sitting out
somebody
there.
still out on leave.
But the rest is built, right, and this whole building is usually full of people.
Mhm.
Is it necessary
Right, yeah.
if we're not servicing people?
Yeah.
But if we're losing out in the morning?
Make a proposal.
Yep.
We'll take that on the next meeting.
I got a question for you about the truck that we sold. What did we sell it for?
15-1.
Not bad, not bad.
We did really well with the municipal bid, I was impressed with
Wow.
it. I think our advertising in local and the papers isn't working
No.
because we're not reaching anybody.
Right.
We got 15-1.
Is it gone?
It's not gone
Yeah.
yet. The bid's closed yesterday afternoon.
And what do we do with that money?
So well, that's a good question. Jason is trying to outfit a plow on the white crew cab,
Okay, yeah.
and we sold it with a sander as well.
Yeah.
A little older sander that he got rid of. So he'd like to replace that sander as well. So those are the two things that he'd like to swap in.
Yeah. Does he need permission for that from us, or how does that go?
In the past, we've applied those funds to the budget lines, but if that's not what the wish of the board is, then we won't. I didn't see an issue with it.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of us knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So,
So the blue truck that we bought, is that, we found a plow for that? We did, okay, good.
The plow that was originally on it,
Yeah.
we found where it went to, and we got it back.
Oh, cool, all right, yeah, I thought so, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I just brought that up for a sake of discussion. If we have a purpose for it and we
Yeah.
can reapply it, do it.
I'm tickled pink with the municipal.
Yeah.
We were using the smart shopper before,
Yeah,
locally,
yeah,
which is not hitting people.
right, yeah,
It's a different group looking for them.
yeah.
Okay,
Great.
that's all I had on my list.
And we still don't have a new ambulance yet?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Just don't hold your breath.
All right. And the one that was being repaired, that's not being repaired, right? There was one that's out?
A while back, it's back.
Okay, all right, all
So
right.
we have both in service.
That's good.
Yeah. We have an engine out of service right now, so, for repairs, but it's,
What happened with that?
that's routine maintenance pump work, but
Oh.
it's getting a mirror replaced, but that's it.
Yeah.
They should be back shortly.
Who does that kind of work?
Greenwood Fire Apparatus in Brunswick.
In Brunswick?
They're the E1 dealer.
Oh, I see.
anything else? All right, let's jump now to new business. Thanks, Gary, for calling my attention to skipping. Discuss vote on proposed changes to the General Assistance Ordinance. All
I'll make a motion that we accept the changes as written and publicized.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Old business, discuss and vote on proposed changes to the personnel policy. So, Matt, I'm gonna toss this over to you.
Okay. I brought a few changes, or suggested to make tweaks on the personnel policy. Some housekeeping items. 3.3 on overtime, my suggestion was to strike out holiday from the calculation of overtime. Currently, right now, it primarily impacts Public Works and Town Hall. That if Public Works is out plowing and it's a holiday, and they're out forced to work for plowing purposes, they can't calculate that as overtime because it's a holiday in that week. Also, Town Hall, it's a holiday during the week, specifically during the voting season. That's usually the only time they do have an opportunity to get extra overtime, and they can't because there's a holiday in that week. It's relatively small impacts, but I think it helps with employees. Under 5.6, employee appearance, there's a change in there, where I've listed it as smart casual, allowing nice jeans, casual pants, dresses, skirts, an untucked polo shirt, some casual sweaters, nice shoes or sneakers, and essentially, along with shorts is one of the big things, and it changes under B, where departments will establish specific guidelines as needed for the appropriate personal protective equipment when using tools and equipment. So you may not necessarily be wearing shorts, but you're using chainsaws.
Right.
It needs to be up for them to make those determinations, because there's also Bureau of Labor Standards guidelines, but as you see, I have the shorts under work pants and shorts. Under 8.1 vacation, I've added in the newly hired employees, so sometimes people have come with years of experience, but if we didn't have the ability to bump them up to that 2 weeks or the 3-week mark, Mike Gilpatrick was a classic example here. He had several years of experience as a code enforcement officer. To be able to get them in here, we may not be able to get them in here at the lower end.
Yeah.
So it has happened already in the past, that's why it's in there now. And the other thing I've heard consistently is, the last revision of the personnel policy, Gary had removed the vacation time at 20 years, and we converted it to a 1-week payout, or 1 week of extra money pay, or the 1 week of extra vacation. that did kind of bother me a little bit, just because I think that your employees that have been here, if they've been here 20 years at that point, you're offering them on a one-year basis, and then you say, after that, you're all set. So that goes reverts back to what this policy was about 4 years ago. And we have, I think, 3 people who would be close to that category. Lisa Bennett, Pete Turgeon, and I believe Tom Blackburn will be soon. 8.3 sick leave. Under the bullet points down here, to rewarding good health for attendance, good health and attendance, the employee may use up to 16 hours of sick leave per year for personal time for any reason the employee chooses with prior approval from the town administrator. Well, it stopped at that point and we didn't define what that was. I know in previous years elsewhere, there was guidelines, so I added that in there, that if the employee has a minimum of at least 2 weeks of accrued sick leave on the books.
Why would that be added? Just.
Because if you have less than a week, I mean, the problem is people can end up using that personal time. And the definition says to reward good health and attendance. If you've used all your accrued leave, I'm not sure that's good health and attendance.
Thank you, you just answered that. Yeah.
But we didn't have anything to define that, and so anyhow, but, the next section down, there's a strike through which says note, and it shouldn't be, it should say, continue to say, after 3 consecutive sick days, consecutive days of sick time, the town administrator, rather than shall, may require a note, and it should say note, to add the note back in, put a strike to that by accident, from a qualified medical provider versus qualified physician, because you may not be in to see a qualified
Right.
physician anymore. And obviously, I honestly have not been required for any COVID. It's been pretty much standard that if they're out because they're ill, we're not required to work well or not work well to medical. And lastly, under 8.10, longevity benefits, adds in part-time and per diem employees to be eligible for longevity, as we talked about the last meeting. And those working on an as-needed basis probably should be specifically so that it's on regular part-time. But basically, we did the calculation at 40 hours, in short.
I got a question for you, going back to what they wear.
Which one?
Dress code. Dress code.
Yep.
Not so much for the folks in here, but like Public Works and at the transfer station. Have we ever thought about getting them uniforms, rentals? It's not that expensive. I have 5 guys that work and I pay $27 a week.
We haven't. I guess
That way they look.
we can explore
They
that.
look like they belong, I don't know, just a thought.
Yeah.
And they get 10 or 11 pairs of pants, and same thing with either long sleeve or short sleeve shirts, and they'll put the patch on it, the whole works. I mean, they look professional. And they do supply shorts through that, they supply coveralls, jackets, the works, so food for thought. That way they don't have to ruin their own clothes just coming to work.
Well, we do give them a clothing allowance too.
Yeah.
So we give them a clothing allowance.
Yeah, it's Aeromax, that's what we use.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just a thought.
Thank you. And I'll talk to them about that as well. But any other questions?
What's your pleasure?
I'll make the motion to adopt as written,
Second that.
effective tonight.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Okay. Others discuss vote to approve the minutes of September 19th.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Pending decisions, week's action list, you're gonna check with the sheriff's office tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get Josh in at either for the next meeting.
Yep.
And Dan, don't forget Dan Albert and Steve.
Would it be worthwhile to have a meeting with the school board? I mean, I'm really curious, I'd like to see
What
what the
do we do
conversation.
to anger them?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Well, Marina and Matt and I have met several times with the superintendent,
Yep.
the business manager, and the committee. I guess my personal opinion is that I don't see them as willing to work with the municipality. But part of this is that we appear to be the only community asking the question. Now, if Lyman is trying to use Line School, elementary school and whatnot, in Shapley or whatever the case may be, then that makes a significant difference, okay? With multiple municipalities asking for voting places, right? Believe it or not, the finance committee handles security, I guess. I haven't quite figured that out, how that works, but, and I thought that Dr. Marquis was relatively helpful in trying to convince the committee to move forward with allowing municipalities to use the school systems to, but I think there's there appears to be a negative influence there, and I'm not sure, you're right, what did we cause, why did we kind of tick them off, or whatever the case may be, but the general prevailing opinion, I guess, can be summed up of, it's not RSU's 57 responsibility to take care of Waterboro's problem, okay? So I'm at a loss for,
That's called being a good neighbor, too.
well, I agree, and we, Matt and I tried to get our local representatives to submit a bill that would kind of force the issue of requiring school districts to work with municipalities to provide voting facilities and whatnot, and that kind of went nowhere with our reps, but
To take off on what John said, would the board be willing to, I mean, I know I would be, to
I'd go.
go to
Yeah.
the meeting with the
Sure.
school board?
yeah,
Can we maybe see if we can get on the agenda, just have a conversation with
well, we
them?
can ask the
You wanna go
question,
to their meeting?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
or
invite
the
them.
committee meeting.
The school board.
So you wanna go to the finance meeting subcommittee? Or do you wanna have your school board reps come to this meeting here, and the superintendent?
I just assume go to a school board meeting.
Yeah.
I would think that we would visit one of their meetings if we can if we can get an audience.
You think if they'll let us?
Well, don't be so sure of that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'd just like to ask to be put on their agenda.
Yeah. They'll say no.
Would you be, if we run into struggles with it, would you be opposed to having them come to this meeting? Your school board
Me
reps?
personally, I'd like to go there.
Oh, I know.
don't think they would.
You mean
I don't-
our three reps?
Yeah, with the school board, with the superintendent.
Well, that always works too, but I'm not sure that,
I'd like to go to a full-blown school board meeting and be put on their agenda. One of their regular monthlies, or bi-weeklies, whatever they do.
Yeah, I don't believe, yeah, they put a lot to committees, that's what I'm saying, is that they won't take it to the board meeting until after it comes out of committee.
Well, let's start, well, we need to, right?
Yep.
Start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
whatever.
And I
let's
think
make
going to their
the,
meeting
let's put the
shows that
request
we're
in.
willing to work with them.
Absolutely, that's what we get.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go to them, so that them coming to us, show our commitment to it.
I just don't like having it on, I know that obviously it's RSU building, but it just seems wrong to go to a church for for voting purposes. In my mind, it has nothing to do with the fact that it's a church, it's just not a public building.
Yeah, somebody might not wanna go there.
But there is a separation of church and state in the Constitution too.
Yeah, very good point.
But-
But that's, doesn't mean, that's not what it means.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But it can be viewed that
Some
way.
people take it that way.
Yeah.
But at the end,
Yes.
Some people take
right,
it.
at the end of the day, Waterboro's exploded, I mean, population-wise, and it's not safe to do voting here in this building. We don't have appropriate parking, lighting, et cetera. It's just not safe, even for the smaller elections. So,
So do we have land to put in a budget for next fiscal year to put up a community center? We'll get people's attention that way? I mean, we have to have something, and we don't have it. We just don't have it.
That's the, yeah,
We don't.
we don't. There's
so
no
that was
doubt
in
that-
the public works building. Do something there.
Yeah.
That'd be good enough.
Yeah.
All right, we'll work on the agenda for you guys for the selectmen, for the school board.
Yeah.
So we can do.
Thanks.
Okay?
Maybe if we showed that we were trying to go somewhere on our own to then help us temporarily to get there, that might be something. I don't know.
Well, the sad part is that we have publicly funded multiple buildings within not only this community, but within all of the RSU 57 communities, right? And why we cannot use one of those buildings to vote is beyond belief.
Yeah.
Especially when they allow other towns and Waterboro in the past, like the town meetings. When we used to have town meeting, it was always at the high school.
Yeah.
Or Newfield is always at the Lion School.
Yeah, because it's on a Saturday. And they would let us do that on a Saturday.
Yeah.
But because of the school, with kids, that's what they're,
And I understand it to a point if there are kids present, but there's a ways to work around that for safety. But if there's no kids in the building, I'm just not buying that.
Okay? With that, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Here, here.
All those in favor? Thank you.